you remember how much fun I had last time calling you a liar? Do you remember when you threatened to kill me and you said you were in the mob and that the mob was coming to get me? You remember all that? You never proved anything you said to be true. In fact, you just quit doing your little videos and you went on about your way. I would assume you did so out of fear. Out of fear that more people were going to find out that you're a liar. Cockroach infested? Sconey, once again, this is not a 90s movie. We live in southern Ohio. It's summertime. Where do cockroaches live in southern Ohio? Are you talking about the American cockroach or the German cockroach? Do you even know what you're talking about? Can you prove what you're saying? Let me guess. Another fabrication? Yes, an infestation is possible, but we live in a house. We don't live in an apartment. Are you this bad at this? Really? I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. You know that. Off the top, why did you post a video tonight when someone coughed? You immediately thought of penises. Does anyone else find that a little strange that Sconey knows the different sizes of dildos? That's strange, bro. And in the past, you pretty much in any situation think of penises when trying to make fun of people. You've got pictures of you with eyeliner on. Let's set that aside for a second. You know where I'm heading. I'll spend more time there later. Off the top, I need you to prove to me that you discovered the Budweiser girls. Anheuser-Busch, they say they discovered them in 1883, although you have a long story of the day you discovered them with your father. Oh, and how's that relationship going? You and your dad. Thought I'd ask. Also, you claim to have enough money in your bank account that you could buy a BMW any day of the week? Although you can't come up with $5,000 for lawyer fees for what's her name. Did we hit a nerve? Is there something wrong? Were you upset that people saw the little communication between you and the alleged doctor? I can't wait for you to get here, all in capital letters. Did you fall in love, buddy? Does she know about your criminal history, or have you lied this entire time? What if she found out that you lied this entire time? Do you think she'd be upset to find out that you've harmed small children and been convicted of harming small children? Boy, I'm going to have fun. You see, heroin addicts, when they shoot heroin, they wouldn't stop shooting drugs to snort pills. They would shoot the pills. Once again, you talking about something you don't know anything about. And if a heroin addict had heroin, why in the world would they want pills? What type of pills? See, you aren't specific. They don't make pills strong enough to equal heroin or fentanyl. Unless you're talking Demerol, which you're not going to get on the streets. Not in Dayton, Ohio. This isn't Mexico. Once again, you talking about things you know nothing about. It's what's called a fabrication, a lie. It makes no sense. Is all you do is lie at 50 years old? Everyone does know you turn 50 this year, right? So at 50 years old, someone coughs and you think of penises. You lie about what you know to be about drugs, cockroach infestations, Budweiser girls, BMWs. You're discovering lens flares in your backyard. This is who you are at 50. What are the guys you grew up with doing at 50? It's kind of weird when a guy does a video where he doesn't show his face at all and complains about someone not showing their face. See, Scony, some people have these things called careers. I know it's foreign to you. They go to a place, they do tasks, and money shows up in their bank account every 2 weeks. I know it's foreign, but I'll explain it much later. So, how can you say I don't have a job, but yet I get a government check for trolling in the same video? Fabrication after lie after lie. You're so bad at this, you have to fake your own laughs. You gotta understand, we have a lot of video of you. Your laughs aren't even real. Guido is a name you made up. You're no more Italian than I am. Your grandparents, maybe. You're American. You were born here. This is hysterical. You actually tried to get people to believe these things. You're the type of person that debunks themselves in their own videos. So it's not hard to debunk you from an outsider's perspective. But I got a list of things I'm going to need you to prove. Prove what you're saying, Scony. You said all these things. Remember last time you did all this? Said you had all these things on me, that Sarah did all these things, and you were going to prove it? Remember that Friday night? You said, I got proof, and I'm showing it all at 9 o'clock. And 9 o'clock came, and you never posted anything? Remember when I told you you never had anything? You said, oh, I'll show you. I'll show you. Yep, you still have nothing, huh? You tried to produce a fake email at one point. We debunked that. Remember that? Yeah, I was pretty embarrassed for you for that one. Faking emails. At 50 years old, you have to create fake emails to try to align your lie. Man, you got it going on, bro. What's that like? Impressive. Quite impressive. Unable to hold a job? I've been at this job 2 years. I had the same job 5 years before that. You claim to have a scientific background. They pushed you so hard that you finally had to admit you had no clue what you were talking about. It was obvious by your lies. Then you tried to spin this international marketing thing. Although there's pictures of you as a chef and a construction worker. No pictures of you in a suit or even business casual. International marketing, you do know what international means, right? Well, you're going to need to prove that. $50 million deal, $40 million deal. You would have kept records. Easy, simple. You'd be able to prove that easily. Anybody who made that type of money would have kept records. They would have had to, through a company, through an accountant, through a bank. Sconey, I know you can prove this, so prove it for us. Prove who you say you were. We know you're retired now, at 50, because all the money you made, right? Buy a BMW any day of the week is what you said. Although you can't afford the $5,000 for the lawyer fees. Seems kind of like a hole in your story there, doesn't it? You do know how much a BMW is, right? So how can you afford a BMW any day of the week, brand new, but you can't afford $5,000? Doesn't seem to make sense, does it? Is reciprocity going to exist for her credentials? When she comes to the States, do her credentials exist over here? Do you know what that word means? You might want to ask her. Because according to what she said, she's an educator. She with a specialty in physics. She's just an educator. She pretty much said she knows about as much as we do. It's what she said, but you can't wait for her to get here. So glad we got to see your passion behind it. All capital letters. Sure it'll be a good experience, huh? You're going to need to prove these things you're saying, Sconey. You can prove them, of course, right? You've been so honest in the past. Look, it's simple. We're going to do it like last time. I'm going to offer the same offer off the top. Let's set it up. I'll pay for it. A live background check. You get to clear your name. We'll do my background as well. I got no problem with that. I got no offenses like you got. My stuff's all drugs, right? Possession, forgery, receiving. Petty check thief. Just like you, it's all in the past. But you said you never did those things. Although I have recordings of you admitting that you did those things. So, since you want to clear your name so bad, because you say you're a truther, let's set up a live hangout. I'll pay for the background check software that's accredited and certified. Enter my name, birth date, your name, and birth date. And let's see what results occur. When we see that, we'll know the truth. You'll be able to clear your name. This is perfect. I'd be willing to do that for you. This is the third time I've offered this to you. But you've never taken the offer. Admission of guilt, perhaps. You keep saying you've got nothing to prove to me. Or you just don't want to admit that you went to prison for harming a small child. Once again, why is it when a guy coughs in a video, you think of the male genitalia? You start thinking of sizes of sex toys. Kind of strange, isn't it? Why would you start thinking about those things when a man coughs, Sconey? I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking questions. In fact, you've kind of done that all along. People have been pointing that out lately. You always refer to the male genitalia. Does she know that? Interesting. So, I don't know where this goes or leads, but I'll make sure to get you a list of things you need to prove. And just like last time, we'll see if you can prove or disprove. Good luck.